Hey nail sisters, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you tips for perfect nail polish application. Polishing your nails may seem easy, but it's definitely a technique, and I'll share with you what worked for me. When I tell you I used to hate polishing so much, I couldn't understand why all the polish would just be running all everywhere. It looked like a 5-year-old had just did my nails. So here I'm showing you, I'm going to be using the Color Club. I highly recommend this for beginners. It has a lot of control in the brush when you're polishing to get smooth application. I'm also going to be using the Novelty Base Coat and also the C&D Super Shiny Top Coat. I have not found another top coat that's like super shiny than this one. It really gives the finished look a nice gloss and when you're finished polishing. And then if you're more advanced, you can use the DNC D&D polish. It's not too thick, it's not too runny. And then also you're going to be needing a cleanup brush. I'm using the one by Deborah Lynn. And then also, if you want to save coins when you're cleaning up polish, you can use these head foam wraps. They're for your hair, but I really like them because when you use the acetone, they soak it up really nice where it won't leave a loud smell. And they help where polish won't be all over your skin or stain your nails. So next, you want to start with a very clean surface. My nails doesn't have any polish on it. It is already prepped and ready to go. So you want to go in with your base, showing here how much product you want on your brush. So you want to go in and then take some off halfway at the bottom of the tip of the brush. So that way you still have some on the other side and some on the opposite side, but it's not dripping. So there wasn't nothing dripping. So now I'm placing this bead at the top, and I'm gonna do a light strokes down. This method is a sliding and gliding method. I'm gonna place my next bead that is on top of that, but when you go on the side, my tip is to use the side of your brush, basically going in the angle of your cuticle and your sidewall. But you don't want the polish to ever touch the skin or the cuticle, which can cause pilling and chipping and lifting. So I'm showing here how you want to keep your strokes straight when you're polishing. Never want to, be off the angle. You want to definitely keep it straight so that everything becomes smooth, and then this will help to eliminate any strokes from the brush. Now I'm showing how much product that you want on your brush. So again, polishing is all about angle, pressure, and how much product that you pick up. Angle your finger kind of down when you're placing your polish, so that way it won't be pushing up towards your skin or your cuticle. So you can see here that I'm placing that bead and I'm coming down the center. Now, when you're coming down, don't spread your brush out too much because then polish will just flood all over your skin and these side walls. You have to have a very light pressure, but don't press out too much. Don't fan it out too much. Now I want you to watch here how I'm slowly bringing that brush down when I come towards these side walls. I'm not going too fast, and I am inching it and sliding it over. But again, you want to make sure that you're going slow and kind of turning. See how I'm turning that brush and my finger at the same time? And I'm bringing that brush towards the center so that polish won't be spreading out too much on these sides. It's going more towards the middle. And again, you can see here that we didn't get too close to the cuticles and the sidewall, because next I'll show you how you can actually fill those areas in. So now I'm showing you with the red color how much polish you want. So again, we're going in, and then when we come out, we're going to take some off half at the bottom tip of the brush, and see how that side has a little polish, and then this side also does too. But you want to use one side to polish, and I took some off because as you can see that it was like a bead. If your brush looks like it's a bead getting ready to drip down, then that means you have too much on your brush, and we're going to use this side to polish with. Another thing that I wanted to point out is that when you're starting this, you want to place your bead in the center. There's like various ways to do this. Angle the brush when you're going up at the cuticle so that it doesn't touch the skin. You don't want the brush to be too flat. You want it to kind of angle slightly when you're polishing. So you want to kind of lift the brush a little bit, but not too high. You don't want it to be too high, and you don't want it to be too flat. So polishing your nails is similar to if you are painting a wall. And with that, you have to keep in mind that there are different ways that you can paint a wall. You can start at the, bottom, or you can start at the top. So I like to start at the top, come down and do straight strokes. So with that in mind, you have to know how much polish to pick up. So you need to make sure that you are measuring with your eyes. I know that sounds crazy, but that is definitely going to help you to polish perfect. Each nail size may be different. So you can see that some of mines are small, medium, large, little bit more, but you have to make sure that you know how much to pick up. So you can see here, I left this in here so you can see that I'm touching the side walls, the skin, the cuticle. All of that is going to lift within days, and it's going to peel. And the reason why, because I picked up too much polish. Another thing is if you are at the wrong angle. So you can see here how was that sort of a kind of good angle, but my brush, if you notice previously, it was kind of slanted and coming towards that middle. So that will also help to get better polish application. Next, I'm going to show you that there's two ways that you can polish. I'm going to show you the first way. Here's a picture on the right that shows you kind of the technique that I'm doing. I'm starting at the middle of the nail, and I'm going to turn the finger slightly. And watch how I'm kind of sliding and holding that brush, moving it over, and I'm not pressing down too much polish to release, and I bring it towards the center so that it's not going all on the sides. Then I'm going to go back in just a little tip, and I'm going to place that on the opposite side, but watch how I'm holding it but not releasing so much of that polish, and I'm turning that brush and my finger and coming down, but I'm releasing towards the center as I'm going down. I can only fit so much in this video, but I'm going to leave down in the description box some guides that really help me to polish much better, because I want you all to be able to do this in your sleep. Next, I'm going to show you the second way that you can polish your nails. which I like to call this the 3-ball method. I call this the 3-ball method because you're placing the product 3 different areas. It's going to take you a little bit of time, but I feel like this way will decrease the polish just getting everywhere. So you start in the middle, the side, the opposite side, and then when you come at the top, you're going to come straight down on top of that last one to cover the last product that you did. Kind of think of it like bread, where layering those layers on top of each other with this method. And again, don't worry about the getting too close, because you can always go and fill those in. But this method, this is how I learned when I first started polishing. I learned this way. It was much easier for me. So this is how you want your polish to look, like my pinky. And my also another thing is, don't worry about too much how it looks in the process, because we're gonna, detail this. It's just like a card, when you put that paint on there, they still got to detail it. So this is where you want to kind of go in with your with acetone and kind of clean up any areas that may, got on the skin. And I'm pushing the skin back so you can actually see the areas where the polish may have gotten. And that's where you want to really clean up and make sure that you don't, skip this step before you apply your second coat of polish, because you want to wait till this dries before you put your other coat. Now I'm going in with a small detail nail art brush, and I'm going around the cuticles. So just kind of watch how I'm moving that polish, trying to just fill in those areas that we didn't get with the polish. And if you notice, there's like a little bump at the top, and that's because too much on your brush when you're filling in those areas. And if you do have a little dent or bump like that, just take a small detail brush like this one and just use some acetone and kind of tap it, and it'll flatten that area back out. So this is how it is looking after we have went around the perimeter. And next you want to put in your second coat, depending on the color that you're using. Darker colors, you may only need like one or maybe one or two. Lighter colors, you can do 3 coats. But you want them to be thin coats, not thick. Now we're going to go in with top coat. And before I learned how to polish, I used to think that those lines, I had to get those out before. But once you put that top coat, as you can see, it's going to smooth everything out. So don't let that get to you. One thing I really like about Color Club is, even if you don't know how to polish, the brush is made so round and easy to move and navigate to the point where it helps you to polish. Ooh, hunty, hunty. It's giving boss red. It's giving bad who. Never ever play me like I'm what. If you all want to see this done with gel polish, just let me know in the comments below, and I can definitely make a separate video about that. So I want you all to definitely practice how much product you pick up. Also doing the 1-step method. Also practice your angle and your pressure, and always remember that polishing perfectly takes patience, but with time you have to keep practicing.